Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it habitual. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it habitual. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it habitual. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it habitual. You want the truth? There's UFOs and underground bunkers. Still use nanotech to hunt us. Throat chakra tapper, watcher of the watchers, pulling up the skirts of the agent stalkers like top plates and midnight marauders, stomping on e-villains, conspiring with warlords and straw guards. Tried to hide but they saw us, with candles, tear the matrix, turn to sawdust. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it habitual. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it habitual. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it habitual. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it habitual. Too many love to use force and wasting power, leaving water running and you're not even in the shower. Class in the kitchen when I go to Palmer. On their court when the servants are on ya. Ask for warrant cards and oaths of police enforcers. Only when we tell them will they do for us. Pulling out billy bats ready for orders. Beat yourself in the head to a corpse corpus. This ain't the 60s, I'll help clansmen burn crosses. Suicide rhyme mission and vision got them taking losses. Codes are Morses, sung by daughters of a star and a set, the moon and the star orbits. Now we stand on the stage and player auctions, getting offers to play and trade options. You have no defense, only offense. Too late, no smiles when entering GM's office. 10-year veteran treated like a novice. You could act AI, Rodman or Williamson Corliss, or act Hamilton. Why? The players won't start their own league or try. Bad ass slapping and on the defense napping and getting schooled by rookie MVP captains, trapping for touch fouls or dribbles over crossing. They should get more than their profit from endorsements, getting fined for comments when fans torment. Only GM sons can apply for ball boy employment. Got sister from the hood paid grants to sing anthems, kicked out the league for drugging and sex scandals. Only real role models, no promos for Cole brothers, doing it off I made from their best-selling old novels. UPLIFTING humanity.
Breathing life to this game. Anyone exploiting the art, I got to kill them. I swing my sword, they die hard. Bruce Willis, this is for the minds of the young Asiatics. The most incredible when I speak mathematics. I generate revenue, so if you see me, I'm never sleepy. I shed light wherever we be, like no the last TV. I'm resurrecting critical thought when I'm expressing with a depth East Coast text. It's the return of the avatars, and we catching wreck till it ain't no way left in any pin, anywhere that we've been. We fearsome with the desire to make the peoples rise up. I'm like Enoch in exquisite scripture, diviner, paradigm shifting, rhyme designer, ascending higher. It's Messiah, it's none liver, sons wiser. The Nazarene dream, lyrical messiah, building like a carpenter in Messiah. Hard body with the style, like the ancient poets from the distant past, with skin that was burned like brass, conducting like gold. That's melanin or melanin. I'm still in the limelight from any scene in the flash, like I wear a mask made for skiing. The pristinest MC when I'm teaching, never preaching. When I conceive, birth beneath the same degrees. That was locked within my genes when my mother first perceived that I was coming into being. Basically, I'm the best at passing any trial or test. When I reach them on the path, rise above them like cream with supreme class. Ever why the MCs when I spaz. And the wealth stacking is in action, the precious metal snatching, forging the justice sword slashing, olive skin, Moorish assassin with woolly hair on my vein, the hardest fitting since 16, because I studied like a fiend, and now I smoke mics like Gil Scott is hair on. Some be raining, and from here on we slay men who fake illumination for their own personal gain, and the new Moors is here, yo, it's time for changes.
Yo, IHF to the core empowers me. Super Saiyan levels, Dragon Ball Z. Even if you see me, you don't see me. Alchemy equals backwards in my trees. How they make the fruits with no seeds in the trees? I'm supernatural. Make the stuff with ease, like my nuts blowing in the breeze. Fund your system. As we walk in the streets, it's Car City. My heart is for my people, spiritual war, heavy artillery, full mental store. Blood and guts spills, faces get torn. So I drop bombs of melanin on the unborn. Ultimate darkness crushes the fake masses. Mess around, get turned out like jackasses. We are the chemistry, get studied in classes. Drive by pit trails, leave rashes on asses. This stuff ain't for the weak, not for the savages. Sight beyond sight, leave murmur and bandages. Circle 7 light, man, they can't handle this. I shine that bright. Get shook in my presence. Don't make me have to stop nausea with my silence. My essence crushes evidence and tender resistance. Mother Earth gon' shake, man, and rackle the pestilence. No chemical injections, aka vaccinations. My spidey sense went off, time to switch locations. Locations.
Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it in ritual. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it in ritual. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it in ritual. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it in ritual.
In the name of Allah and Ali, Islam to all. Join the MST. You should hear about birthrights and nationality. For you are not Negroes or what you claim to be. In the name of Allah and Ali, Islam to all. Join the MST. You should hear about birthrights and nationality. For you are not Negroes or what you claim to be. Learn your foreparents' ancient divine creed. Since 1913 I've been planting the seeds. Enemies planted, agents, I had to leave. I know it was abrupt, but bear with me please. Among the many teaching, man have 2 selves. These are lower and higher. You want the one that justice breeds. Uplifting the Moors. Be yourself is what you need. Ancient forefather didn't slide on their knees. Not even under his own vine and fig trees. Fell to slavery for abandoning divine creeds. Been nationalized since 1774. Now you hurt others with hands, tongues, and thoughts. Confused at the roads when you see them cross. The object of Moor's life is to unfold, of course. Islam doesn't teach we were born in sin. If unlimited capacities can be found within, humanity has been left at the mercy of those who in them have no mercy. If only Allah guides the Moorish movement, the faith in your prophet, please don't lose it. In the name of Allah and Ali, Islam to all. Join the MST. You should hear about birthrights and nationality. For you are not Negroes or what you claim to be. In the name of Allah and Ali, Islam to all. Join the MST. You should hear about birthrights and nationality. For you are not Negroes or what you claim to be. Coming as he did with a national message. Many disrespect and don't get the lessons. Following the speakers, not the words spoken. Connect to the higher powers or wires broken. This is our prophet and there's none left. False prophets point followers to the joys of death. Circle 7 says Jesus but means Ben Yosef. Where you find Allah, we know the heart is closest. To find a real prophet in these days is rare. Most propagate a faith to have the people in fear. Together we stand, divided we fall. Prophet said study the Constitution, cause law is all. Divine and national principle specific. His call to all loyal and faithful Moors is specific. Most made our prophet suffer severely in the past, waving banners with the claims of a national flag. In the name of Allah and Ali, Islam to all. Join the MST. You should hear about birthrights and nationality. For you are not Negroes or what you claim to be. In the name of Allah and Ali, Islam to all. Join the MST. You should hear about birthrights and nationality. For you are not Negroes or what you claim to be. If you have race pride and love your race, join the MST and you must make haste. If Europeans help, then why not you? I'm your prophet. Who you think I came here to? Redeem from the slavery state that's mental. Get off your 4 legs and out the kennel. This field is open to strong men and women. willing and seeking the kingdom of heaven. Lack of sincerity is in the churches. Lack of truth makes all religions worthless. I took a red pill and blue pill to know the ledge. Tree of life ciphers dance in my head like sugar plums. If you're sick, lime and a shot of rum. New wine and old skins will have you wasting some. Tried for many years, they still blind and dumb. Standing on the corner pushing crack and crime and guns. Hanging at high noon. A star called sun, bleaching the sellouts' bones dry, and they asking why. Schemers walk and traders grit all the time. On the high road, I watch them fall for the last time. In the name of Allah and Ali, Islam to all. Join the MST. You should hear about birthrights and nationality. For you are not Negroes or what you claim to be. In the name of Allah and Ali, Islam to all. Join the MST. You should hear about birthrights and nationality. For you are not Negroes or what you claim to be.
You remember the last meeting? I was speaking about religious freedom. I was speaking about how if America said mass vaccination of smallpox, how we could say we don't want to get it under religious freedom. Right after that, didn't the president announce mass smallpox and vaccination and everything? So it's just showing you we got to stay in tune with the time. The prophet also said, quote, prophecy number 57, he says, quote, watch the newspapers and listen to the radio. I am going to make the European tell the truth. So we said in the last days, listen carefully. What you hear in the newspapers, what you see on the news. He said, because he's going to make them tell the truth at that time. And if you listen carefully, you can distinguish the truth from what they're saying.
You sat down and you attacked the master teacher because you thought you heard something that you didn't hear. That's the first violation. You don't come in. First of all, you come in and you act like you come in peace, but you don't. You got an agenda.
Wars of men upright, independent and fearless. Dogmatized, dirty Moors, tongues cut out, left earless. Cause they never listen. Dirty Moors, keep up your slander. Wu-Tang torture in your ass, hot hangers.
You sat down and you attacked the master teacher because you thought you heard something that you didn't hear. That's the first violation. You don't come in. First of all, you come in and you act like you come in peace, but you don't. You got an agenda.
Wars of men upright, independent and fearless. Dogmatized, dirty Moors, tongues cut out, left earless. Cause they never listen. Dirty Moors, keep up your slander. Wu-Tang torture in your ass, hot hangers. Kidnappers, dirty Moor, torture him like Saw. 3D, 0.5 or 1 through 4. Or get it like 5 or 6 with a fez on jigsaw. Leather face in a turban, rip dirty Moor's lips.
You sat down and you attacked the master teacher because you thought you heard something that you didn't hear. That's the first violation. You don't come in. First of all, you come in and you act like you come in peace, but you don't. You got an agenda.
Wars of men upright, independent and fearless. Dogmatized, dirty Moors, tongues cut out, left earless. Cause they never listen. Dirty Moors, keep up your slander. Wu-Tang torture in your ass, hot hangers. Kidnappers, dirty Moor, torture him like Saw. 3D, 0.5 or 1 through 4. Or get it like 5 or 6 with a fez on jigsaw. Leather face in a turban, rip dirty Moor's lips off. Disrespecting the mother Raz Mariah Bay. Wrap him up like double crochet, the barbed wire way. Throw him off a bridge or feed him to the piranhas. Yellow journalists, Moors spread nothing but propaganda. Idi Amin bait, treat the temple like Uganda. Dirty Moors like foreigners, crush the dust like ganja. Not worthy of being Moors, we call them dirty Nehesus. Solomon Seal spell command 72 demons to get you.
This is what the temple guys actually said. That Canaanland is not a part of North America. Canaanland is bigger. Yo, it's ignorant, man. I mean, come on, you're talking about the same land mass. Canaanland is actually bigger than the land mass they know as the corporate United States. Almost twice as big. And if they had any sense, They can just go to Google and they can type in North America and find out North America goes all the way up to Greenland. But they're ignorant. They don't want to do that. They just dealing off emotion.
You might hear hoarse voices, see frog faces, and hoops with feet. Demons we run with spitfire with gold wolf teeth. Keep playing, forget backseats, new mores are an issue. Get Ginsu, maybe a dream visit from Ishnu, a nightmare to never end and always continue. Cold as an igloo, dealing with my trust issues through vigilance, active mores of militants, SPLC dirty mores, call that sovereign citizen. Lions reviews, they notice all the empty pews. Benz need gas and fixing, but not enough dues. Pigpen base sell you out for peanuts, claiming that we nuts for teaching birthright street level, keeping it beat nuts.
To any members of the MSTA that's out there listening to what I'm saying, please get it through your head. I don't have a problem with the MSTA. I got issues with
Texas Lamar, stay surrounded by pheasants. Dirt is guilty of fraud if dually scrutinize their ledgers. Getting proclamations from Morocco, disrespect us. Corporate city only recognize people's court jesters. Hand in their back, Moorish puppets and minions. Never get the human rights recognition like Moors near Virginia. Commonwealth, for active Moors knowledge, the Commonwealth. Dirties claim more, but really on the straw man help. Authenticating a birth certificate, that's not significant. Too much. Too much. Islam to all the Moors. We'll give it a rewind later. We want to give honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali because people think that we're worshiping a dead man and stuff like that, and they get FOH because Noble Drew Ali brought for his people what the people needed for them to be liberated. Not the marching, the picking, the clapping, the go get the European to sign something, go do this and that. None of that BS. Be yourself. But you have to know yourself in order to be yourself. And how many people really know themselves out there? Oh, the only people who know themselves. The Moorish Americans under the teachings of Noble Drew Ali. Then put it on the record that we're not Negro, Black, colored, Ethiopian, we're not African American, we're not all this stuff, but no, you don't want to hear what the Prophet's saying. You don't want to recognize what Noble Drew Ali brought you in order to save yourself. In order to save yourself. This is where the flag in the temple concept came from. When the Prophet went to Havana, Cuba, the positioning of the flags with the stars and stripes, which Noble Drew Ali said, you know, don't talk BS and all that stuff. Don't use that flag, wipe your ass and none of that stuff. Don't burn it, don't whatever. Because these Europeans have certain obligations to that. And the obligation they have to that came from what we set up for them, which is the Moroccan flag that is just like you're looking at that right now. You're supposed to be looking at sitting down in front of the podium where the Grand Chief, the governor, the chairman, the whatever is going to come up and speak or whatever. As soon as you see them have the flags the other way, know they're playing you. Because look how Noble Drew Ali said to do it. And don't forget, we made certain people switch up their stuff. Don't forget, you go watch their channel now, you see them, they don't even have stars and stripes on there anymore. How come? Because we called them on their folly. And they had to change up quick, fast. Right? They already got your, because we do printing, right? We do printing. When you check our temple, we got a sign that costs finance to put up the sign. We got banners that we can take down and put up with pictures of Noble Drew Ali on it. Moore made one of those with the pyramid and Islam on it. So we know about printing. They could talk BS about Moors all they want. Talk BS about Islam, and then people backing them talking BS and whatever. But like the good doctor who's a Moor, Alim El Bey, people have Allah still on their little banner that they took your finance to go make their banner because they want to look like the cool guy in front of their freaking stuff. And then now they're dissing Islam and dissing Moors, but they have Allah on their banner? How come they didn't just buy a new banner? Oh yeah, because those banners cost finance. And when you got baby on the way and stuff like that, you can't be just taking people's finance and doing BS. Because you know, the conscious reality show now is the new black stuff. And people aren't conscious, know their self. They're black. They're still Negro, black, colored, mental slaves, playing their people still, just because they already got you hook, line. I got you on the hook. Moors have to pull teeth to get $25 dues. But Moors gonna go pay $1,500 for some papers that didn't even do anything. And then people aren't gonna go kick people's ass or whatever. You're just gonna, oh yeah, they took $5,000 from me, so oh boy, these Moors, why did they take my money? Okay, well, I'm just gonna go over here and I'm just not gonna deal with Moors again because what are you talking about? And Noble Ali told you, he brought you everything it takes to save a nation. Take it and save yourself. You don't want to do that. You want somebody to save you. So that's why your ass got played. You had to pay $1,500 for some papers that you could have probably went to RV Bay Publications and cut and paste and make your own papers better than their papers that they sold you for $1,500. You could probably go to Moorish literature, cut and paste that, make some type of proclamation to be better than the stuff that they're out here selling people, calling that some process for them to be free and liberated. When to be free and liberated is from this individual right here. Why are you sitting with your legs crossed or whatever? He's a Mason.
Crazy.
Yeah, and he's a Mason and he's a Rosicrucian. And you know what a Rosicrucian really is? You know what a Mason really is? Or you're just talking BS because you want some jackass tell you about somebody had one leg up and they're a Mason. They did some rituals in a coffin and they, whatever, they're a clone of some shit. Shut the hell up if you don't know what you're talking about. We know what we're talking about because we're Moors. We study. Not just out here just because it's cool to be a Moor. The new thing is be a Moor and have a fez on because Zay has a fez and so are a fez and this person said they're Bay and this is not a popularity contest. It's like certain people's empress that are from other nations. They shall remain nameless. But as Moors, we build about our personal lives or whatever. So Moor saying that his empress is telling him, the hell do you mean you have to go to a meeting to know who you are? What do you mean? So what? Why didn't you learn that in school or whatever? Well, in our school, they taught us about it or whatever like that. So what do you mean? Didn't you guys this and that? Didn't you this? Didn't that? Bam, bam, bam. No answers. Can't say anything. because they have no idea about being denationalized or misclassified as a fiction, because they're standing up for their nation and their culture. And they're not playing any type of other BS other than their own, which they got a right to do that. It's not, they choose to be self-sufficient. He's telling them, you don't need to go to no meetings. What do you mean? No, like, we're not black people. You're not black. You guys say that you're black, and you guys have Black Entertainment TV, and you guys have black whatever like that. You guys have black coalition of whatever. You guys, what do you mean you're not black? Having to break it down. Break it down so she can see the importance of us reclaiming something that even she's tied to, but doesn't look at it like that. Because in their nation, there are people who are the indigenous people. Everybody knows that that's who they are. No question or whatever. They come around, it's not a secret. To relay that message to her is still a message trying to be relayed, because the mindset that he has is that she has is, your people have a culture. Like, what do you mean you don't know who you are? Like, what the hell are you talking about? If I go research your culture, I'm going to find stuff. What do you mean you don't know who you are? I know who you are. So Noble Drew Ali came to reconnect us to something that was more than the people were ready for at the time that he did it, which is why he said, you Moors are going to come and deal with this. I ain't worried about you niggers around me. Because this is about the third and fourth generation. This is about the young and unborn. So all you people around me, you can keep playing, because Allah sent me. So I already know what you guys are up to. And it wasn't just him that knew. FBI knew. All the other different organizations or whatever knew. The only people who didn't know was the dumbass members. Because they're playing follow the priests. They're playing Pied Piper. When Pied Piper told them go study, Pied Piper, go learn to play something. Are you following me blowing a flute somewhere? Why don't you go play something too, so we could have a band or something like that, and we can go on tour. You follow me around playing a goddamn flute all over the place. So we're here now. And there's many that were before us, and there's many more that are on the way. That we know what Noble Drew Ali brought. And you're not going to play around, because like we said, we study. We're not those Moors from the 1940s and 50s and 60s who were just following some people that went and made deals with U.S. in order to have certain Moorish whatever, and then people chasing them because they already know about the history. People that were in the Moorish movement after Noble Drew Ali died, scattered, and this became nothing, pretty much. Why? Not because they killed Noble Drew Ali, because the dumbasses weren't studying. They were priest chasing. The same thing that people are doing today. Priest chasing. There's a lot more. Go right ahead, more. Because I already know.
You know it.
I already know.
Same exact thing that they was doing back in the day. They doing it. You can see it. You can see that they're doing the same thing. Like I'm like, they were like, oh, you can't be disrespectful to the ancestors back in the day. You can't say that, because when the unborn children get older, they're gonna be very upset about the situation that we did now for when they get older. So we can check that. They had the same thought as these people now, not studying. They just wasn't studying, out there doing anything and everything, whatever the entertainment was back in the day. Out there with still parties. There was still parties in the 20s and 30s. They was partying crazy.
Crazy.
Partying.
They're free slaves now. Party like a free slave. Party.
They was doing parties. Going to balls, dances, all of that. In church. It's the same thing. They go to clubs every weekend. Everybody's going out. Gotta go out. Gotta go do this. And nobody's studying.
Time to study? Oh gosh. When it's time to study, you can't find anybody.
Nope.
Everybody got something to do all of a sudden, something to do. All of a sudden they got plans when it's time to study.
Yep. And they were still all in their hair, their looks. The men was in their looks. I gotta get a tuxedo, gotta get slick back. Yep. They all was worried about what they look like. You can see it. The pictures back in the day, they was all neat, dressing very well, and I'm like, you spending too much time in your beauty. You ain't got no time to be studying. You in the beauty parlor, barbershop, beauty salon. They were still doing that back then. How you studying?
Yeah, but the boy said in the chat, just go watch Great Gatsby, Harlem Nights, and Rage in Harlem.
Here we go. He killed him with that. They was in Harlem Nights going absolutely crazy.
Peace to everybody that was in Harlem Nights. You want to give thanks, though. You want to give thanks.
They was going crazy in Harlem Nights. Back bar fighting, gambling, all of that. But you nationality, brother, no. Quick over there worried about how he gonna get what's the name girl. They doing stuff like that the whole time. They not worried about studying, man. Who's running numbers? That was the big thing back then. Who's running the numbers? Ain't nobody studying, brother. No. Yep. Same thing today. But now we got technology. That's the other.
Yep, the addition. The addition.
Exactly.
Definitely the addition to their downfall. Because there's no way we would be fezzes up and turbans up in the frickin' whatever. No way.
Nope. And they, the same thing was happening back then. Moorish was wearing their turbans and feathers. Still, you got the sellouts or the dumb nigger. Why you got that thing on your head? What's that? It's that bucket hat. Laughing at you because you got same thing. Yep, nothing changed.
Yep.
Nothing changed. People looking at you weird while you trying to go to the store, looking at you like, what's that? What is that? Same thing. But your people, European knew exactly what you was doing.
Oh, European knew exactly what
European knew exactly what you was doing.
And just like back then, European let them do their BS. You want to go party? Oh yeah, have the biggest party you want. You know what I mean? Go smash.
Yep.
Do whatever. Do whatever.
Trying to make it seem like Moors, everybody was just doing the right thing back then. So you got to honor the ancestors, brother. Harlem Nights. That's what your ancestors was doing.
Right?
Yep.
Priest chasing. Instead of getting down to the business, they're priest chasing.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
So
yep.
Because of them priest chasing, we have to at least go to the stuff and just put that out there too. Where your son counted the letters.
The mystery of the Silent Brotherhood?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. Mystery of the Silent Brotherhood on page okay. On page 12, Roman numeral numbers, page 12, the Silent Brotherhood, chapter 8, the council, people speaking of a council, the council of the seven of the world. It says,
hold on. Just back up a sec. Just read it again. Because we have to take a page out of brother Little Yusuf's book about don't just look at the page and think that everything is over. There's something else there. So just read it again. You know what I mean? Because no matter what old people said, just read it again so that it can be stated again.
Let me tell them that real quick. Because what happened was I grabbed it because we were getting ready for class tonight. So I went to the library in there and I grabbed the Mystery of the Silent Brotherhood from the East. I grabbed the book, put it on the table. My son picked it up. I walk in the kitchen. He comes right behind me. So he says, "Hey, Dad, I just counted the letters on the front cover of the Mystery of the Silent Brotherhood from the East. It's 43 letters. 4 + 3 = 7. That's the 10-year-old. Bug me out when I see that.
10-year-old.
I didn't even do it.
Let me just put, hold on, let's just try. All the boys in the chat, push 1 if you never counted the letters on the Mysteries of the Silent Brotherhood cover. If you never stopped and said, "Hey, I wonder how much letters is this?" Yep, never, 3 nevers, 4 nevers, 5 nevers. 10-year-old. 10-year-old said, "I'm gonna count the letters," and it was 7. Wouldn't that mean, okay, so if 7 is on the cover of the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple, Moorish Holy Temple of Science, and then a 7 is on the cover of Mysteries of the Silent Brotherhood, wouldn't it mean that this is the same book? And somebody split the book up?
Yep.
Somebody split a book in 2, put one part, only because Brother Yusuf just dropped it. That the Mysteries of the Silent Brotherhood is a circle 7 as well.
Oh, goodness.
That's why we give honors to Noble Drew Ali. Because he comes through when he's ready.
The young and boy. He told you.
The babies will bring the light. for us to see the stuff that we missed right in our face, under our nose, and we're playing around.
Okay, right in there.
10-year-old, letting us know.
Blew my mind. I said, okay, I didn't count that. I didn't look at that. I didn't think that. You thought that. Okay, right? Well, it's 43 of them on the front cover, Daddy. Yep. I said, oh, goodness. You know, I ain't believe him. You got to count that. What? Show me. Show me. And he went to counting. But like we were saying, though, with the priest.
Yeah.
And about the,
we got carried away. Oh yeah, and Mother Navi just put in the chat. How old was Jesus when he went teaching about animal sacrifices?
Oh my goodness. You more ridiculous. You're gonna make me go give my son that look like, who are you, man? What you doing here? What you want? What you want?
What you want?
Oh man, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Now that's crazy. Oh man.
How crazy is that? Damn. Crazy.
You got it, yeah. And you know, no such thing as coincidences.
No such thing as coincidences. No such thing. But yeah, so chapter 8.
The Silent Brotherhood, chapter 8, the Council of the Seven of the World. And Biddy Apathy, or Bid Yapati, said, our priests have all gone mad. They saw a demon in the wilds, and at him cast their lamps, and they broken up, and they are broken up, and not a gleam of light has any priest or men. The night is dark. The heart of India calls for light. Here we go. The priesthood cannot be reformed. It's already dead. Its greatest needs are graves and funeral chairs. The new age calls for liberty, the kind that makes each man a priest. The kind that makes each man a priest, enables him to go alone and lay his offerings on the shrine of Allah. The priesthood cannot be reformed.
Cannot, right?
Cannot be reformed. Okay. It's already dead.
Oh, okay. The priesthood, right?
The priesthood. And what I was taught, the priesthood is the one that chooses the councilmen. In my studies, the priesthood was the one that always chose the council, the kings, queens. The priesthood was the ones that chose them. And in our ancient times, the priesthood was the ones that chose the ones who were going to make order. Well, according to the mysteries of the Silent Brotherhood of the East, the priesthood is dead. So if the priesthood is dead, and nobody's there to make those decisions anymore, and then in the next paragraph it says that you alone can bring your offerings to Allah. Not you and such, you in the Supreme Grand Council, you alone can bring your offerings to Allah. The priesthood is dead. It's great. What did it say? Its greatest needs are graves and funeral chairs. Its greatest needs are graves and funeral chairs.
And keep in mind, right, that's supposed to be the standard. That's all across the board. That's all across the board. And then also we'll just go to Black's Law Dictionary, page 1446, for reform. This is what the priesthood can't be reformed. Reform, to correct, rectify, amend, remodel. Instruments inter partes may be reformed when defective by a court of equity. By this is meant that the court, after ascertaining the real and original intention of the parties to a deed or other instrument, will decree that the instrument may be held and construed as if it fully and technically expressed that intention. See also reformation. It is to be observed that reform is seldom, if ever, used of the correction of defective pleadings, judgments, decrees, or other judicial proceedings. Amend being the proper term for that use. Again, amend seems to note the idea of improving that which may have been well enough before, while reform might be considered as properly applicable only to something which before was quite worthless.
That stands as law. That's res judicata. So anybody trying to go outside, so if you're going against, if you're trying to bring it back, when it says that it cannot be reformed, basically you breaking the law.
Okay, now again, go back to the front or the top, I mean, and read the title again. Let's just clarify something too.
Right. Silent Brotherhood, Chapter 8, the Council of the Seven of the World.
All right. The Council of the Seven, right? So the seven that the Quran, Part 2, or Mysteries of the Silent Brotherhood, that we know now, 43, which is a 7 on the cover, which means that that's circle 7 too. That book is talking about the Council of the Seven. All the different nations or whatever, all the different jurisdictions coming together to have a meeting about humanity and everybody's part that they play in it. Right now, keep in mind, it's Council of the Seven. The seven,
the perfect man.
Now the seven of the Supreme Grand Council was Prophet Noble Jew Ali, Supreme Head and Supreme Chairman. Edward Mealy Ill, Supreme Grand Sheikh and Grand Governor. Now remember that this is why there's people who are supreme. When people talk about, yeah, Supreme Grand Sheikh, whoever today, that person that they're saying that they're supreme, they're supposed to be Supreme Grand Council. If you want to talk about ask who, go ask those people who are called supreme. The individuals in the Moorish Science Temple of America that have the title Supreme on their name, their title, whatever, those people are the Supreme Grand Council. That's why they have Supreme on their name. They're not supreme for some Moorish Science Temple. So if you want to ask who, go ask those people, because they're it. And they're right there sitting there in your face and haven't done anything with the Supreme Grand Council for hundreds of years. And we're going to say 100 because if we look into the future, they're not going to do shit with Supreme Grand Council. But sit on their ass. Do nothing. 90. Still sitting in the seat of Supreme whatever. And you tell me that you're supposed to listen to something? You think people don't know what's up? And then on top of that, the law says the priesthood is dead.
It cannot be reformed.
The council itself is telling you. The council is the priesthood. They're telling you we're dead. We're not talking about that guy over there who's a pastor or whatever like that. He's a priest. That's why. You never wonder why, if they are so owning of this jurisdiction called Moorish Temple or whatever, all the BS, all the acts that they say that I violate or whatever like that, how come they haven't took my title Grand Sheik yet? How come they haven't come taken our charter or whatever like that, say we're not legit? Because the people's sovereignty is who made me Grand Sheik. Not some goddamn paper like those guys. Right? That's why in 2005, 2006, they were mad with Grand Sheik Nature. Because he told them, F you guys, Great Seal, Moorish Science Temple. Touch this now. Bet you can't take anything from me. If it's under the jurisdiction of Great Seal, Moorish Science Temple of America. Try something. How come they never tried anything? How come they never took anything? How come they never take any people to court or whatever like that? Because we're violating something that Noble Drew Ali laid down. Because they're the ones that are violating. The priesthood is dead. Moors who are legit in this day and time right now, it's because people vouch for them. It's not because of them. They did something. What they do other than study? Which anybody's doing. Who say that they're Moors and they're serious about this. So this is not some popularity, whatever. This is about different jurisdictions of Moors with different mindsets reaching the people who attract to them. Because this is about frequency. Because like Noble Drew Ali taught us, it's divine first. So the 7 of the council who were meeting told the people that you better go make your own offerings to Allah. Don't even look at us to do it. Don't get mad, Cujo said or whatever. The book said, priesthood is dead. Noble Drew Ali said, study the stuff. We studied the stuff. It said, hold on a second. How come nobody ever came out and said that the priesthood is dead? Oh, because all these people are priests trying to rape you. What are they raping you of? They're raping you of your attention. It's not about finance or whatever like that. Look at what's going on right now. It's about view. How much? Yo, I was just telling Brother Yusuf, there's no way. It's impossible. The amount of contacts that we get or whatever, because people came to our YouTube channel, impossible. We only have 11,000 subscribers. Impossible. We've been on 11,000 subscribers for like 3 years. What you talking about? You tell me this is legit? These numbers are real? Please. And don't even play, because I'm the most humble when it comes to anybody who's calling themselves Grand Sheik out here from some Moorish Science Temple. Because everybody's come to me and they've told me about all these clowns in the Moorish Science Temple of America that they went to personally that turned them away because they said they were studying from us or RV Bay Publications or Mario L. Bay or some other active Moor. What you talking about? The people who are Supreme Grand Council are around right now. Bailey Ill is Supreme Grand Council. He's a Supreme Grand Sheikh. A Supreme Grand Sheikh is part of a Supreme Grand Council. A Supreme Grand Sheikh is not a title of a Moorish Science Temple of America, head of some whatever. That's what the National Grand Sheikh's for. And this is why we tell people that if you want to do something, put Noble Drew Ali's name on it and do it under the 5 principles. If you can't do that, your stuff's going to fail. So it's not even, it doesn't even matter if you're dirty or whatever like that and you want to take the stuff. But that's what it is. We say Moorish Science Temple because that's what we have a charter for. If we didn't have a charter, we would say we're Moorish Science, Moorish something, and we'd be doing the same thing that we're doing right now. Giving people information, directing them to Great Seal, because we would be Great Seal too. And if you want a temple to go to, there's a Great Seal temple right over there. If you want to go to a Moorish Science Temple, they got online classes and all that. They're doing the exact same thing that we're doing. And we've been doing this.
Quick question, Great Sheikh.
Go ahead, Moore.
If you don't do any of that, are you still a Moor?
Oh, hell yeah. Temple doesn't make me a Moor.
Okay. Okay.
Supreme Grand Sheikh doesn't make me more. And it's only because, you know, like.
Let me ask another question real quick. If there was a Supreme Grand Council, right? Am I forced to be a part of that? If I don't want to be a part of that, am I not a Moor?
No, well, the perspective that Supreme Grand Council is for is to be a supreme administrator of whatever is under the jurisdiction of the Moors. Now, if the people who are supposed to be in that position haven't done anything with that for 80 years, because we're still here talking BS about Supreme Grand Council, instead of asking questions, where the businesses go that were under Supreme Grand Council. Forget Supreme Grand Councils. Where's all the businesses that were under that? Because again, we have the names right here of everybody who was part of it. Right? Man laid it all out. To all the governors, grand sheiks, and head officials of the temple.
Right.
During this convention period, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said on the 17th of October that he's going to appoint 7 men tried and true and accepted by you. He was going to appoint 7 men tried and true and accepted by you. How much of you people who are here right now that say that you're Moors accepted any of these people that call themselves some supreme title? That's why I said from the top that the people made me Grand Sheikh. You know, paper made me Grand Sheikh. So my credibility is different. My credibility is not subordinate.
Absolutely.
Somebody has to put me on or whatever. No, I put people on. I tell people, hey, call that Moor and tell that Moor Grand Sheikh sent you. And trust me, you'll be straight. That's how I use my title. These people, since the 17th of October, 1928 or whatever, and 2018, there's no businesses, no nothing that the Moors had, but there's still people called Supreme whatever, and I'm not supposed to be looking at something's messed up here? How come there's people called Supreme whatever, but there's no activity of Supreme whatever?
Right.
And I'm supposed to wait another 100 years for them to do something? Please. Please.
Now, Grand Chief, real quick, too. Now, according to that document that you read yesterday about the Black Muslims, their article that they put out about being a branch of the Moorish Science Temple. Now, when you look at the NOI, they have grand chairman, whatever set up over there. Why aren't anybody asking the NOI, who is a branch of the MSC of A, about where's the Supreme Grand Council? Because they have all that stuff set up there.
Yeah, they might even give you names of people and have you go to their offices and whatever.
But they have that set up. You know what I mean? Like, and nobody's questioning them. Nobody's questioning. Cause they they know why they have the such and such set up. Yeah, that's our stuff.
Yeah,
like you said the other day.
Yep.
But that's it right there. Go question them. But they're playing the black game.
Right.
That's what I'm.
Right.
The sellout is
there's
crazy.
It's not a perspective of was there or was there not a Supreme Grand Council. That's not my argument. My position is they've done nothing. So what, not even that they've done nothing. They've lost stuff. There's stuff that I'm not seeing right now. The only thing I seen was in Virginia, where they have grass growing out of a place called Moorish Science Temple. So clearly, that shows me Supreme Grand Council hasn't been doing their goddamn job. Period. If I can go to a place called Moorish Science Temple and it's boarded up or whatever, the Supreme Grand Council didn't do their job, they need to be fired. Anybody named Supreme whatever. But that can't happen because the people didn't make them that. They made themselves that because it's become a club. And we're trying to get people to realize, honor Noble Drew Ali, honor the lessons that he brought you, and live according to the principles and follow the motto, uplift fallen humanity, period. We can agree to do that. We have unity. Right? What do you say, more?
And take it and save yourselves. After you've done that, and you got all that information, that the prophet say next, take it and save yourself. That's what he said. Take it and save yourself. And like you were saying, with them going around promoting or whatever, it just, with the grass growing in Virginia, in the Moorish Science Temple, it just reminded me again, it just, like where it said, its greatest needs are graves and funeral chants. That's the grass growing in the Moorish Science Temple in Virginia. And when you had brought up
oh yeah, hold on. 1 second. Save that thought. But what the young are gonna say, what the young are gonna say is that coach did good today because we won the game. That's what the young are gonna say. The young, because people are talking about, they hope that the young see the errors of people who are too prideful to admit faults and stuff like that. And I'm saying that the youth are gonna be happy with us Moors talking just like how we're talking. Why? Because we relate to them. These same youth that all you people abandon, we relate to them. Making them get their mind right. So they don't have to worry about no goddamn Supreme Grand Council who sold out probably are of the bloodline of the people who killed Noble Drew Ali. How come everybody else was all right on the list? Prophet Noble Drew Ali Edward Mealy Ill, James Lomax Bay, Richard Ross Bay, Claude Green Bay, Brother Blackwell Bay, Sister Pearl Ali. 7. Trust me, I'm very awoke, because Noble Drew Ali told me in the Moorish literature, in Article 42, who the Supreme Grand Council is and what their duties were. I already know what's up. Talking about, I came up under Grand Sheikh Nature. I came up under Ras Mariah Bey. I came up under Jabbar Gainzel. I came up under Brother Aleem. What are you talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about. I have to wake up. If Cujo L is so disingenuous and Cujo L has such a problem, how come you still take royalty checks from the 77 Amazing Facts book? How come you don't jump off the book? Just jump off the book then. If I'm so bad and I'm so evil and you can't do nothing with me or whatever like that, then, you know what I mean? Just jump off the 77 Amazing Facts book that we wrote together. Because, you know what I mean? Like, I'm that bad. If I'm that dirty, if I so don't have things right, if I so don't have things right and I don't have things in correct order and I'm doing stuff wrong and I have youth messed up out here and I'm doing craziness or whatever like that, then why don't you just jump off the book? Just jump off the book. You know what I mean? Just jump off the book. That's all. That'll prove to me that you're serious about your position with Supreme Grand Council or whatever, and I'm wrong. If I'm so wrong, then jump off the book, because my position is not changing. The book right there that we just read, which is our holy book, which is our book that was given to us by our prophet Noble Drew Ali, told us that the priesthood is dead. And everybody has to be themselves the priests. Forget Supreme Grand Sheikh, whoever they say that they're the Supreme Grand Sheikh. I'm not parading around like I'm a Supreme Grand Sheikh or whatever like that and using the title like Lord Abba or whatever. But I know that the work that I'm doing is on those type of levels. I'm not doing no Grand Sheikh work. You crazy. You know what Moors I deal with? Not Moors locked up. Just more yesterday that called. That Moors locked up. Just called to say, "Yo, happy Noble Drew Ali Day." More locked down is repping this. What the more you think? You think he could call any of these Grand Sheiks out here? They're not taking his calls. What are you talking about? You know what it means to be locked down and could call somebody and they answer? But certain people wouldn't know because, you know, you're not Cujo. This man laid it down, arguing about something. People haven't done their job. What you mean? You rep them where they at. So what? So they could do what? What are they going to do if they show themselves? What are they going to do? If these people show themselves and say, yeah, we are the supreme grand whatever like that. Now what? Because I know you're not going to be going strangling these people and beating them with a bat for stealing your stuff. I know that's not going to be your move. So what are you going to see these people and do? Really? Supreme Grand Council shows themselves. What are you going to do? Talking crazy. You didn't even accept these people. The hell are you talking about? Noble Ali said he is going to appoint 7 men tried and true and accepted by you. You accept them people that are in the seat right now? If you didn't accept them, how the hell did they get there? And if you didn't accept them, why the hell you listen to what that? What do you mean you want to hear what they have to say? What do you mean you want to know who they are? This stuff is disbanded. What do you mean? You're going to follow sellouts? You're going to follow people who kill Noble Ali? No. So then what do you need to talk with them for? Go and live your life, be a Moor. Like, man brought you everything it takes to save a nation until you save yourself. You still talk about Supreme Grand Council. You obviously don't want to save yourself. We know it's not easy being a Moor. It's tough. We know it's tough being a Moor. But I think, you know, since I declared my nationality, like, I think I paid some dues. I could talk some BS. I think I paid some dues. Like, work that I put in, I know. I see it every day. Ancestors don't stop letting me know that, yeah, good job. Tap on the back. They don't stop letting me know. So I know what's up. Right? Mean whatever to whatever to anybody. I could care less. I know what it is that, you know what I mean? And right after we came back from Chicago, maybe 2-3 days, fell asleep on the couch just going through all the info. And looked in my room, it was dark. And there was a man with a turban sitting on my bed, smiling at me. And then I woke up. I went into the room and nothing was there. And I knew that this is what we've been waiting for. This information. Because like I said, had the MC on the name, so I already knew that I had a connection to the Moors. Before knowing about I'm a Moor or whatever. As a Black, I knew that, yeah, I knew. When that Moor was on the bed, and it wasn't, you know, he wasn't showing teeth or whatever, but he had a smile, like, yeah, that's right. It's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're exactly where you're supposed to be now. Now you're there. You know, and I knew. And always going back in my mind, with the Moors who put us on. Kenny Umar Bey, Mentu Hotep, Aki Bey, Dawid Ali El. Listen, don't think that, excuse my language, don't think that you can F around with this. Because we've seen people go to the grave because they played around with this. And not because of somebody did something to them. Because this is not to be taken like you don't have a very serious obligation. Because Noble Drew Ali was a very serious individual. So do not ever play around with this. And to this day, stuck to the oath, no matter what. Always read the Moorish literature. If you think somebody whatever like that, you just go read Moorish literature. You read your 101 questionnaire, read the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple, and the Divine Constitution and Bylaws. Every time you find yourself in that place of confusion, something in there is what's going to free you. He laid the whole, again, the Council of the Seven is relative to the Supreme Grand Council. Because the point of Noble Drew Ali was to make sure that everything had a polar reflection. So we can be able to see it in everything. We have a divine constitution and bylaws, 7 acts, which is in harmony with the Constitution. It has 7. Because he was setting us up for us to take our place. We just had to transition from Negro, black, colored to Moor. As soon as you stepped into the Moor, there's businesses there for you, jobs, anything, everything. And people sold that out and have you thinking that certain things are applicable when the reality is that it's been sold out. The only thing to do is fend for self. Like the Moor said, you can't even count how many people are in places where there's no temple. You run out of paper. Counting how many Moors domicile somewhere where it's just them. Now those Moors who are in their jurisdiction, those Moors who are in their jurisdiction where it's just them, they don't got no Supreme Grand Council, none of that. They got no temple, they got no Moorish Divine National Movement, all they got is their phone and their internet, their lights. They got a street out there. They can go to the store, get something to eat or whatever like that. Other than that, they don't got more science, anything. They're supposed to have done their job. That's all I'm saying. If they didn't do their job, what the hell does it matter about them? We know what their job is. Noble Drew Ali laid it down. It's in the stuff. We're not saying that it's not the law that there's supposed to be a Supreme Grand Council. We're not saying that there shouldn't be a Supreme Grand Council. But you're out of your mind trying to tell me about you want to see 4 grapes in a hand in 2018. You can't even find a seed in a grape in 2018. You ain't find no 4 in a hand. You wouldn't look for 2 men to carry a bunch of bananas right now. So why are you looking for a Supreme Grand Council? All these people sold out. They all talk about Pearl gave stuff to Kirkland Bay and stuff like that. What the hell are you talking about, Supreme Grand Council? All these people sold out the Prophet. You're out telling me 2018, forget what happened in the past or whatever like that. Let's move forward with get the hell out of here. Let me tell these youths about all you sellouts. Let all these youths know who you sellouts are so they don't trust you. Forget me. I'm useless. Give little Yusuf the birthright. His library is going to be nuts. His library is going to be crazy.
Yep. Yep.
And all the other Moors out there who have their children on nationality and birthrights, and those children know that they're Moors, and they're not playing around with these people. Because they know that this is their birthright. I got this from my mom. Temple gave me this. Well, the temple is the womb, and get the hell out of here. Temple's a building. And the only other temples is within. Stop the BS. Priesthood is dead. The priesthood is dead.
Yep.
Now let's look at this. Let's look at this. Prophet Noble Drew Ali said that during this convention period, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said on the 17th of October that he is going to appoint 7 men tried and true and accepted by you. And on the very next day, Noble Drew Ali stepped forward from the chamber room and declared that he now had his number and said that the Grand Body had accepted his choice in the setting of the Supreme Grand Council of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And Prophet Noble Drew Ali also declared what their duties in conjunction with that of the grand body, which consists of all executive rulers, chief rulers, governor. So you can't talk about Supreme Grand Council without talking about grand body, without talking about chief rulers, without talking about governor, who nobody ever seen these people or know who these people even are. You can go look up the governor of any U.S. whatever. Same way you're supposed to be able to look up a governor for any Moorish Science Temple of America, any Moorish Holy Temple of Science. Because Noble Drew Ali told us that, he was going to keep the European here to teach us government. And he gave us a starting point with our own constitution and all of that. And we want to play games. Because Noble Drew Ali died and people just said, oh, I'm going to just go over here and follow Fard because he's my friend or whatever like that. Well, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to follow Father Divine because he's my friend. Well, my friend was Kurtman Bay, so I'm going to go over here, I'm going to follow him. And all these people violated. All these people violated. Why? Because they thought this was church. And the prophet was Jesus, and he came again for them, and he saved them. He didn't die for no goddamn sins of yours, though. You got to hold those. F-O-H. And you're holding those sins because we're calling all you sellouts out now. All you people who've been playing around and not telling the people the truth about what this is. The people are knowing the truth. You want to talk about Supreme Grand Council? Okay, fine. Let's just read what the prophet has to say about Supreme Grand Council. Let's just do that. You want to know about stuff. Instead of just reading the stuff and recognizing what the hell is being said to you, not play around. All right. Prophet Noble Drew Ali said that both are to work hand in hand with each other, the Grand Body and the Supreme Grand Council. So again, if you're talking Supreme Grand Council, you're talking Grand Body. Who's the Grand Body right now? You got 500 goddamn Grand Bodies and none of them could decide on something. F-O-H. Prophet Noble Drew Ali said that both are to work hand in hand with each other, and those who act as in a Supreme Council duties were to continue on with each other, and those who act as in a Supreme Council duties were to continue on with the day-to-day functions of this divine movement, while the Grand Body was to intercede that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali was the law and at the head of this divine movement. Now the Prophet Noble Drew Ali announced that the following Added Chamber members would be seated on the Supreme Grand Council. 1. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Supreme Head and Supreme Chairman. 2. Edward Mealy El, Supreme Grand Sheikh and Grand Governor. 3. Brother James Lomax Bey, Supreme Grand Governor and Grand Governor. 4. Brother Richard Ross Bey. 5. Brother Claude Green Bey, Supreme Business Manager. 6. Brother Blackwell Bey. 7. Sister Pearl Ali, Supreme Grand Secretary. Then the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, "Follow me and you will be happy." The Prophet also announced that a per capita tax had been voted in by the Grand Body and concurred with by the Supreme Grand Council during the second sitting of the Supreme Grand Council. Now, Supreme Grand Council, they've done nothing For us, we're more Science Temple. What they're gonna say? I mean, we got a building and all that stuff. You can't say that we haven't done our due work. How come they're not calling over here? Oh, because he's those Moors that study with Nature El Bay and from Taj Street Bay and RV Bay Publications and those Moors. Oh no, those are the renegade Moors. Those are the renegade Moors. Oh my gosh, those Moors. Oh yeah, you know what? This is why. So I don't like us, because we're these type of Moors.
Civil little more two status.
You sat down and you attacked the master teacher because you thought you heard something that you didn't hear. That's the first violation. You don't come in. First of all, you come in and you act like you come in peace, but you don't. You got an agenda.
Moors are men upright, independent and fearless. Dogmatized, dirty Moors, punks cut out left earless, cause they never listen. Dirty Moors, keep up your slander. Wu-Tang torture in your ass, hot hangers. Kidnappers, dirty Moor, torture him like Saw. 3D, 0 for 5 or 1 through 4. Or get it like 5 or 6 with a fez on jigsaw. Leather face in a turban, rip dirty Moors lips off. Disrespecting the mother Ras Mariah Bay. Wrap him up like double crochet, the barbed wire way. Throw him off a bridge or feed him to the piranhas. Yellow journalists more spread nothing but propaganda. Idi Amin Bay, treat the temple like Uganda. Dirty Moors like foreigners, crush the dust like ganja. Not worthy of being Moors, we call them dirty Nehesus. Solomon Seal spell command 72 demons to get you.
This is what the temple guys actually say. That Canaanland is not a part of North America. Canaanland is bigger. Yo, it's ignorant, man. I mean, come on, you're talking about the same land, man. Canaanland is actually bigger than the land mass they know is the corporate United States. Almost twice as big. And if they had any sense, they could just go to Google and they can type in North America and find out North America goes all the way up to Greenland. But they're ignorant. They don't want to do that. They just dealing off emotions.
You might hear horse voices, see frog faces, and who's for feet. Demons we run with, spit fire with gold wolf teeth. Keep playing, forget back teeth. New Moors are an issue, get Ginsu. Maybe a dream visit from Vishnu, a nightmare to never end and always continue. Cold as an igloo, dealing with my trust issues through vigilance. Active Moors are militants, SPLC dirty Moors call that sovereign citizen. Lying for views, they notice all the empty pews. Benz need gas and fixing, but not enough dues. Pigpen Bays sell you out for peanuts, claiming that we nuts for teaching birthright street level, keeping it beat nuts.
To any members of the MSTA that's out there listening to what I'm saying, please get it through your head. I don't have a problem with the MSTA. I got issues with
Kendrick Lamar, stay surrounded by feathers. Dirty's guilty of fraud and through all these scrutinized their ledgers. Getting proclamations from Morocco, disrespect us. Corporate city only recognize people's court jesters. Hand in their back, Moorish puppets and minions. Never get the human rights recognition like Moors near Virginia. Commonwealth, for active Moors, knowledge the Commonwealth. Dirty's claim more, but really on the straw man help. Authenticating a birth certificate, that's not significant. Civil little more two status syndicates. In more face, watch them two more status Indians claiming Turtle Island are lying, so intricate.
long days and long nights. But this message needed to be heard.
So they don't like it. They're mad. They're mad because truth has to, it's not my fault that you sold out the prophet. Don't blame me because you're a sellout. Don't blame me because you're a sellout. Because everything was locked down. And you took what this man brought, you squandered it amongst yourselves. And now you're playing, you're some supreme grand whatever, and I'm taking y'all serious? Get the hell out of here. Yeah, I want the youth to know that these people sold out their stuff. Fire all of them. Fire all of them. The priesthood is dead. The priesthood is dead. Oh yeah, read the thing again, because they don't want to realize. Read the thing again.
Right.
Playing
Grab it
around.
real quick.
The hell you playing around?
Grab it right here. Chapter 8. The Silent Brotherhood. The Council of the Seven of the World. The priesthood cannot be reformed. It is already dead. Its greatest needs are graves and funeral chants. The new age calls for liberty, the kind that makes each man a priest, enables him to go alone and lay his offerings on the shrine of Allah.
Mm-hmm.
They should look up liberty in their Black's Law Dictionary too, because it says the new age calls for liberty, the kind that makes each man a priest. Now, if you look up liberty in the Black's Law Dictionary, you will see that you don't need anybody to govern your affairs if you just look up liberty.
Mm.
All you gotta do is look up liberty, and you wouldn't need any supreme anything. Just look up liberty. If you look, and the definition of liberty in Black's Law Dictionary is like 2 pages long. It's not just no quick paragraphs. And then in those words in the dictionary, in the definition of liberty, look those definitions up of those words, because it breaks it down even more. And you know, basically what it is. You should be able to, like mothers are saying, you're supposed to just have a place to live, a roof over your head. You're supposed to be able to eat. Like, that's just supposed to be what it is. You don't need anybody to govern that for you. That's your liberty. That's where liberty goes in deep. So that's why I loved it when it said it. The new age calls for liberty.
Yeah.
The kind that makes each man a priest. It makes each man a priest. The priesthood is dead.
The priesthood is dead. The priesthood is dead. It's that simple. If you don't want to fend for yourself, fine. There's consular court out there. There's Marrakesh. There's all these Moors who will bring you under their wing and do whatever you want for you, because you don't want to do it for yourself. You want a babysitter? Then there's babysitter Moors out there. You might have to pay $1,500 or $5,000 or whatever, but they'll assist you if you really don't want to fend for yourself. If you really think Supreme Grand Council's coming and they're going to be here around the corner, they're going to be helping you. Now, we already went to the temple and then they had the nudie bar windows and stuff like that. You telling me BS about some Supreme Grand Council? The nudie bar windows are the same people who are supposed to be on the Supreme Grand Council. Pittsburgh. You boys know what's up. How are they playing? Oh, everybody's reincarnated something and everybody's something after Noble Drew Ali. They're trying to be somebody. When the prophets were around, these guys were in the back taking orders. How you go from taking orders to you're somebody? The hell are you talking about? You know, Noble Drew Ali's not here. You stop doing what you're supposed to do, and you sell out the movement, and then you're expecting me to give them some type of love or whatever. Supposed to give me some love or whatever, right? Yeah, talk about for those who live the life of Islam, quote, a follower of Islam in the true sense of the word is one whose hands, tongue, and thoughts do not hurt others. Yeah, you know that's in the lessons. But guess what? I'm old school. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. So stop the BS. Quoting BS. I mean hurtful words hurting somebody. This is not church. Moors like to read Noble Drew Ali's stuff and make this church. Like they're quoting Bible verses or something. It's not Bible verses. That's not what Noble Drew Ali brought. I know that for sure. They already put it on the record that man's supposed to go make their own offering to Allah. You worrying about other people's how they're repping something. What are you repping? You're only worried about the people who's causing confusion. You think we don't know what's going on? We've been in this Moorish movement, still in it. There's people in this who fell off or whatever. Why don't you go bother them? Telling me quotes and putting Noble Drew Ali after, like we don't rep Noble Drew Ali or something. All those circle 7 lessons are for self. Just like they told you, F the priest, look within, just like the Holy Quran tells you. All those stuff, all those lessons are for you. Because, not because Noble Drew Ali said means we're going to be puppets to the teachings. Forget that BS. You could play puppet to the teachings if you want to. Because I haven't seen nothing, I haven't seen anything worthy since Moorish Jewels and 77 Amazing Facts. I got stuff I could show that I've been doing, been working. So don't go off the cliff playing around. No dues been paid. Just check your royalty stuff you're getting every whatever. Because I know you're not promoting those 77 Amazing Facts. I know that. I know I got a temple that we got that on the wall that we're promoting 77 Amazing Facts. And not just because it's Grand Sheik's book only. But you don't even hear people promoting certain stuff. So we start questioning stuff. Moors want to talk about unity or whatever. Because we unite with Moors all over. Like we said, we just had Noble Drew Ali Day. Moors were in Canaanland from near Rochester. Moors from Germany. Moors near New York. Moors near Ottawa. More traveled hours, plane, train, automobile. To Canaanland's Noble Drew Ali Day. Forget any other Moors doing something. These Moors did the Canaanland one. And they're Moorish Science Temple too. Oh yeah, they're Grand Sheikh Nature Moorish Science Temple. So yeah, they got a bias. Because they rep what's real. They don't rep the BS. So it was an honor for us thinking that we're trying to beg props because people came to our stuff. No, it was an honor for us to have them be here. What are you talking about? They're gonna tell you different. No, it was harder for us to be there, but you know, we're active Moors. We already know how the energy goes. Back and forth. We know how to do this. We keep each other elevated. We don't need some freaking Supreme Grand Council to do something for us. That we've been doing for ourselves? What do you think? We're RV Bay Publications in Canaanland. We got all their books on our shelf. What you mean we're not handling business? What we need Supreme Grand Council for? Show me that. Show me them doing that. Unity with Moors. Half the time you can't even get Noble Juali stuff from these Moors because they're playing club and church. Praise Allah for people like Taj Sharif Bey that brought out certain stuff. These people holding back. Praise Allah for people like RV Bay Publications putting out this work for our people to know something instead of just being dumbasses. All the honors go to Noble Juali because he's the one that kickstarted this. But sorry, Moore, go ahead. Let me get off the horse.
So as well, I just wanted to add on to the because I said earlier they should look at the definition of liberty, because again, I had to go grab the Black Star Dictionary because it's really important, because that line is key that it says in the Silent Brotherhood, chapter 8, where it says the new age calls for liberty. The definition of liberty in Black Star Dictionary, page 1064, it says liberty. It says freedom, exemption from extraneous control, freedom from all restraints, except such as are justly imposed by law. Now, freedom from all restraints. Now, just real quick, if you look up freedom in Black's Law Dictionary, it says the power of acting in the character of a moral personality according to the dictates of the will without other check, hindrance, or prohibition, and such as may be imposed by just and necessary laws and the duties of social rights. But in liberty, because remember, it's 2 pages long. It's 2.5 pages long. It's one line in here. It says, liberty, it embraces freedom from duress, right? It also says freedom from governmental interference and exercise of intellects in formation of opinions and the expression of them, and in action or inaction dictated by judgment, court case. So when they saying, where's the Supreme Council? According to the Silent Brotherhood of the East, it says the new age calls for liberty. Liberty means freedom from governmental interference and exercise of intellect in formation of opinions and the expression of them. So what would you, if, like I said, it's going to make every man his own priest. Because once you have your liberty, you're excluded. You're excluding yourself from governmental interference. You don't need any help. You don't need, I'm good. I don't need hindrance. I don't need to be subject to something that I don't want to do. I'm my own priest.
And keep in mind, Moorish Science Temple of America and all that stuff is government. That's Moorish. Right. That's Moorish government. We have our own governors and sheiks and all that stuff. So that's our government. So when are you going to start fending for your house, for yourself?
goes. The definition goes in. It's liberty of a.
Oh, there they go. Yeah, boy.
Like that. That liberty.
That liberty is, yeah.
Yeah, it's 2.5 pages long. They have liberty of port, liberty of conscience, liberty of contract, liberty of speech, liberty of the globe, civil liberty. It continues on and on and on. So that's what I'm saying. The new age calls for liberty.
Liberty.
Please go study liberty, and you'll see that you're supposed to govern your own affairs. Everyone's supposed to be under their own sign and fig tree. Yep. Liberty explains all of that. Supposed to take the information, take it, and save yourself. Liberty explains all of that.
Save yourself. Right? It's like it's up to the Moors who study. We were talking about save yourself, and the Moor brought up the perfect example of save yourself.
Yep.
Stewardess on the airplane will tell you, put on your stuff before you put on somebody else's stuff. Save yourself. No dually manifesting on every plane ride that you take. Every time you've been on a plane, they call it no dually. By telling you, put on your own mask before you put on somebody else's if something happens. Save yourself.
Don't make sense for two people to drown. If one of you could have made it.
Doesn't matter who.
I'm gonna save him first. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Now you both drown.
Fighting, trying to put on the two stuff, thing slips out your hand. You could have put your thing on. Freaking messed up.
Yep. I remember that. They do like somebody jump in the deep end in the water, don't know how to swim, somebody go over there to try to help them, and they start pulling them underneath the water with them, dumping their head underneath the water. But you went over there to try to help them. Now they about to drown you. They're drowning you now. Like that's
and put that and
perfect
now put
example of what the Lord said.
Right? Exactly. The priesthood cannot be reformed. It is already dead. Cannot be reformed. It is already dead. This is them talking back then. The priesthood cannot be reformed. It is already dead. Like we said, we came up under self-studied Moors. We came up under Moors who went in for themselves and found whatever they found and came out the other end like, oh my gosh, I need to tell everybody about this.
Yeah, great. And again, the new age calls for liberty.
Liberty.
The kind that makes each man a priest. So I look at that as when Moors say, we the people are the Supreme Grand Council, that's each man a priest. The new age calls for liberty, the kind that makes each man a priest. So when they say that we the people, each man, is his own priest.
That's the force. That's the force.
Right there.
Each man being their own priest. Each man raising from their lower self to their higher self. Not waiting for some supreme grand council to do that for you. The hell they gonna do? They haven't done anything. Nor the other jurisdictions. And then there's a select few who, when we came around in 08, and we found out who were the Moors to really be on the frequency with. 2018, when I look around, that's the only Moors that I see. The same ones that been putting in work. Still around. And the people playing games have gotten more. Because trust me, there wasn't all this madness going on with people confused about Moors or whatever in 08. You knew where the Moors stood, and either you were with that or you were going about your own business, because you're not playing around with people they got guns and all that stuff like that and talking about, you know, you're getting off the plantation. Like, forget that. Forget that. I don't care if you got your own plates and all that stuff. I don't care. That's cool. That's interesting, but no. So Moors are on a different level. You know what I mean? Moors are looking at everything man brought from a whole different perspective than people who are outsiders or people who are fronting with this. Don't front. Noble Ali himself said, just get with Moors doing some good and help more good happen so we could get some stuff done. Because we're supposed to be fending for ourselves.
Yep. And leave those zombies alone.
Leave those zombies alone. Find some Moors that are doing some work that you can see, tangible work. Not some work about they filed some paper, they got some account, and now you want to pay $1,500 for that. That's not birthrights. That's some other stuff. I don't know what you're talking about. But Moors who are talking about, hey, we're doing something. Assist those Moors.
Yeah.
Realize how the spirit of the prophet resonates. It's not hard.
Yep. And to add on to that, you know, if you see a Moor doing something, right? If you see Brother Yusuf toiling some dirt, because I'm about to start flipping some dirt for the fruits and vegetables. If you helping, believe me, you get some of those fruits and vegetables too. It's just not gonna be just mine. And that's how you eating for free. You know, that's how I always look at it. I always look at it like we can do it now. We eating for free.
Yeah.
Grow our herbs. Do what we gotta do.
Straight. Just because. Why not? Oh. I'm not looking to go bothering them entities. That's up all night bothering them, and we already know they do it. Everything they do is under threat to rest of corrosion. So I don't even want to deal with them. Mm-hmm. I don't deal with that. I grow my food. I gotta get a greenhouse over the winter times, and it's plenty of green. You can get a greenhouse. You can rent quote unquote rent a greenhouse, but it's not rent. If you go there, you talk to this is what I did. You go there, you can go talk to the people, and
the fruits and vegetables that you grow there, that's year round. They just want some of that. They're like, yeah, just let me get some of your fruits and vegetables that you grow and you can have.
Hold on, more. Hold on. There's a lot more. I'm just live right now. What you said?
Oh no, I was female more who I was mixing for, and she has like a Moorish name, so I was wondering if you knew her.
She has a what?
She has a Moorish appellation.
Who's
Her last
that?
name, her title's L. Yandia, Rael. You know who that is?
Oh, Yandia. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know Yandia?
Yeah, yeah.
I know her.
I don't think so. I don't know. But she does some Yandia, right?
Hey, now that you're saying the name, it's coming back to me, bro.
Yeah.
That's she used to.
She a few times early. Did she come to martial arts? I can't remember. You know, if she came to martial arts.
There's a dude who used to roll with her.
Somebody used to roll with her. I can't remember who though. The faces. I know her. I can't remember who it was. But yeah. But
people though. This one knows her.
Somebody knows her. Well, I mean, I know her. I know her too. I know her. She used to be around. You know what I mean?
She has a big forehead.
Yeah, I think she cut her hair off too. She might be bald now. Or low hair.
I think when we went to do the Mufti stuff, it was the first thing where we went at Tropicana one time.
At Tropicana, yeah. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's big,
yeah, exactly.
That's big.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot about that, Tropicana.
The dude was in the temple.
Yeah, I forgot about Tropicana. Huh?
Gary, whenever Bay Father do shit, she has not a couple youths though, right?
Yeah.
More than 3.
Yeah. But yo,
right? That's when she used to come to the park with. Yeah, she used to come to the park in the class with him.
Okay.
But I know before she used to come to class, because he used to come on like Tyrone, like a church program, you know?
Yeah.
And then around like again, I'm like, what are you doing here? And I started to her. And then he started coming with her. Okay, now as soon as I come here.
So yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna link you back.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, more. So I wanted to also hit up Sylvester A. Johnson, African American Religions, 1500 to 2000. Moorish Americans, page 297. The Moorish Science Temple of America, founded by Timothy Drew, also began to assert a black ethnic identity during the era of Garveyism. Drew would come to identify himself as Noble Drew Ali, the divinely inspired messenger, a prophet, whose message to quote-unquote so-called Negroes achieved its salvific efficacy primarily through its revelation that blacks possessed a distinctive nationality. At the heart of this message was the proclamation that these quote-unquote so-called Negroes were in fact Moorish Americans, descended from the ancient Moabites, among whom the biblical character Ruth was celebrated an ancestor. footnotes. Rabbi Wentworth Matthew led Ethiopian temple here. The New York Times, December 5th, 1973 and 43. The bylaws of the Moorish Science Temple of America were divided into acts instead of articles. The sixth act, or rubric, clearly indicated the theological aim of resituating identity for African Americans as ethnic, rooted in heritage, and not simply racial. This is what somebody got. The perspective they have is that the sixth act indicated the theological aim of resituating identity. Resituating identity. So obviously something's off. As ethnic, rooted in heritage, right? So the resituation of the identity was that it's now rooted in heritage. It's not just some racial idea. This is what the Moorish Science Temple of America was presenting during the time of Garveyism. Article 6 stipulated that with us all members must proclaim their nationality. And we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are part and partial of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Jew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the north, western, and southwestern shores of Africa. Now we'll just put in there, don't forget that you can't be part and partial of a corporation, but you can be part and parcel of your vast estate. This proclamation of a Moorish identity was also incorporated into catechism, literature for MSTA converts. See the Divine Constitution and Bylaws collection, Box 1, Folder 3, Moorish Science Temple of America collection, 1926 to 1967, Schoenberg Center for Research in Black Culture, New York Public Library. Hereafter, MSTAC. MSTAC is in brackets, so who knows? Who knows? But you know, after Noble Jew Ali, so much stuff happened that you don't know what is what. unless you take the perspective that Noble Drew Ali told you to take and go study. And once you study and you fact check and you research, you'll realize that you have everything. And everything was given to you. And people have presented this in a fashion to make you turn away from it. And make you turn away from the wonderful works that this man did. To leave us as an example as to where we were and where we could be. And people squandered that because they realized the power of the nobility if every individual had it. Because if every individual had it, then you really wouldn't need the priests. And remember, he brought this back then. Which again is why they took the book, split it in two, put the red book or the quote-unquote circle 7-2, put it in the Adab chamber, and then had the circle 7-1 for the members. Because again, going back to the thing that if they have this like a club or whatever, then they have to play the hierarchy. And somebody has to be the grand whatever, and then somebody has to be the whatever, and then somebody else has to, everybody has their little position or whatever, and they play their little game, but they're really not about uplifting the people. You're not seeing any change in people. I know that Moors are out here studying because whatever it was made them gravitate to Canaanland Moors. And then whatever they study, it does something to them. And it's beneficial to their life or whatever. I'm straight. That's what's up. Don't need no honors. That's what this is supposed to be about. Every man recognizing every individual's priesthood. Instead of hating. So we did the book because we recognize each other's priesthood. And then now you're telling me about let's go do some priests. Like, what do you mean go to the priest? What do you mean follow the priest? You want to know what the priests are doing over there? You already know what the priests are doing over there. I mean, you want to watch the documentary about R. Kelly and whatever. What the hell are you talking about? You want to watch stuff? What do you mean you want to watch that? Like you don't know what's up. Well, what more you need to hear? What more you need to hear? Pedophilia is rampant right now. Are you insane? Just because. Everybody wants a priest. Everybody wants a priest. They want to get mad when they get whatever they get because they wanted to be around priests. Don't get mad. You wanted a priest. So go pay the $5,000. Could have just came and studied for a year or 2 years. I heard Morse last night. He studied his freaking proclamation papers for 6 months before he sent those in. Like, that's what's up.
But you can't tell that more nothing right now. Nothing. You know who he is.
Knows who he is. I'm gonna tell him Jack right now. You don't need no priest, Cujo priest. For what? The priest unto himself. You know, and then the will is that the priestly work that the priest does would be recognized by other priests of other orders of priesthood, you know, and more could get a little break. Just because he himself knows that he's a priest. You got that fez on and that turban, you better know that you're your own priest. You better know that you're your own priest. If you don't know you're your own priest, you're in trouble. Because there are vampires out here and they are hungry.
Yeah.
They're hungry right now. People are getting played at an alarming rate.
Yeah. As we speak.
Just because they refuse.
Somebody thinking right now, overnight, should I pay the $1,500? Well, he sounded good. You know, he did tell me that this. He showed me some receipts. He showed me this. You know what? I'm just gonna pay the $1,500. Yeah, got you. Priesthood get you every time. They get you every time. The priesthood. That's why Jesus went in there and tore it up with the priesthood.
Yep.
Tore it up with the priesthood. They've been playing games. They've been playing games from the beginning. From the beginning.
Been playing
the
games.
whole thing is hierarchy. I'm it. I'm the one. You're subordinate. You need me to be able to do this. Like that's what it's gonna come. That's what it comes down to. They have all those books about how nations fall, how empires fall. When you read them and you get in depth, what you see is always at the top. They get corrupted. You know, they're doing money gain, so-called money gains, power issues, and stuff like that. And all it does is make the people suffer. That's all it does. That's all it does. It's always, it probably starts off as something genuine and divine. But then it's just, as the people, they just start doing their lower self-nature. I'm the one. I'm the guy. They start getting power hungry immediately. Immediately. And that's outside of nature. Like I told the Green Sheep. I studied ants for like 4 days. Just studying ants. Watching ants, looking up research on ants, watching them on videos, watching them. I was telling the Green Sheep, there's no hierarchy in ants. They don't do hierarchy. Like there's a group of ants. What they do is, like say you got the builders, then you got the hunters, and then you got some cleaners or whatever. What they do is to make sure that nobody's, I got a better position than you. They rotate. They rotate. So now I'm doing this, you're doing this. So there's never no hierarchy. And I'm watching the ants, and I'm like, man, ants figured it out, but we still keep playing. Clubism. I'm the one. Where's the supreme grant? The ants working together, getting the job done.
Where's the supreme grand ants?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
To help the ants do this.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
The supreme grand seagulls are gonna do this stuff for the seagulls so they could have some food for freaking when the tsunami comes.
It bugs me out, man. Because I say, we're just outside of nature, man. We're outside of nature. We're outside of nature.
Yeah, straight up.
We're outside of nature. Where's the supreme grand ants? They don't play that game.
They don't play that.
They don't play that game. And if they do, because there's different ones, you know, there's different ants.
Yeah.
And anytime an ant, if they do have a leader, it's the woman.
Yeah.
Every time. Every time.
Islam to all the mothers. All hail the matriarch. All hail the matriarch. All hail the matriarch.
They do not play either. The mothers don't play. It was the black ants, the killer black ants. I was just thinking about those. I was studying them. The queen ant is say, because they have male ants and female ants, and the queen ant.
Yeah.
If the queen ant does all the reproduction, so all the males sleep with her. So she produces all the babies. If one of the females get pregnant, they kill her. No. Let me take that back. Let me take that back. This is amazing. Ants can, what do they call that? Abortions. They perform an abortion right there, right on the ant. They'll hold the ant down and kill the baby. But they won't kill the ant because the ant, they need it to work. They need the ant to help build and keep the ant thing going. But don't you ever get pregnant again, girl, because we will kill your babies. And that's what the ants, that's what they, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Ants. You know, they keep some order. They keep in order. You're not gonna just be going around here sleeping with anybody getting pregnant. You're not doing that. You're not doing that. I said, look, the ants can even figure it out. You're not going around just sleeping with everybody. You mess up the nation doing that.
Yeah.
You mess up the nation doing that. We have a order. It works doing it this way. Once we get outside of that order, it's all gonna fall. And ants know that. Right. They know that. What was it, like 4 or 5 days studying ants? It was crazy. Ants are amazing. Study nature. It's amazing.
Straight.
And I'm like, people need to, you know, certain ants. And then it's also, ants don't get along. They didn't get along. But because of the ant population increasing, they're starting to notice, ant study people are starting to notice that ants are not going to war with each other no more. They're starting to unify. I said, now look at that. Ants is getting it together.
That's crazy.
Like we're overpopulated. The ants figured it out. Like, okay, we can't keep going to war no more. So we're getting overpopulated. Every time I move, it's one of you. So we can't keep fighting. You know what I mean? Every time I move, I see you. So now they're working together. So you'll see different ants living together. And I was like, oh man, look at this, brother. I said, ants is hundreds of years ahead of us. Hundreds of years. And it bugged me out too, because they always say, you know how like if the people perish, the insects will still be here.
Yeah. That's why.
You know what I mean? That's why. They're intellectually just better than us. And we're the top of the totem pole.
Yeah, they ultimately realize that, you know, they're all just ants. Doesn't matter if you're red, black, polka dot, whatever.
Right.
You're an ant.
Exactly.
You know, different ants, versions of different races of ants. You got the ant with the one antenna, you got the 3 antenna ant, you got the bite you and kill you ant, you got the, we're all ants. I don't know what the hell none of you guys are talking about you've been studying us or whatever like that, trying to say that we're not a nation. We're a nation. All of us are united as ants.
Right. Just like
with the little TV show they had or whatever, when all the animals freaking united or whatever, trying to kill the humans and shit.
Right.
You know, everybody figured it out. All the animals working together. And figured it out?
Like, yep. Like, no, we're not. Wait a minute. We're all animals. We're all animals.
We're all animals.
Hear that?
We're not
We're
no
all
different animals.
We're all animals.
Race of animals. No. I know. Ants nationalized. Everybody proclaimed that they're ants.
They did it. They literally did it. They
And start
literally
fending off for themselves. Looking out for each other. Same way that Moors supposed to be doing. These ant Moors have their own holy covenant. Moors playing around. Want to be dirty. You know what they do to dirty ants? I bet. Guess what they do to dirty ants? If they're gonna do the C-section, so she can go to work. What do you think they do to sell out ants? Trader ants. You think they have ant in jail or whatever like that? You don't have no ant in jail.
They're not playing. They're not playing. And when they join together, because you right on key with that. Because when they join together, they'll join together and just rush it, like rush the ant, and like the ant is just not there. Like when the ant is like not wanting to be a worker, moping around and stuff like that, and not trying to help build the community, they'll get rid of it. Like not, oh, kick you out. No, you're okay. You're no use no more. Okay, you're done.
Yep.
The queen is up here producing babies all the time. You're easy to replace. If you're not in order, we'll get somebody that's going to be in order.
Straight. Sounds like some NY right there.
The ants are not playing. They're not playing. You're not going to go in there messing up their birthright. You're just not. You're just not.
Straight.
And they don't do that dirt, Well, us, the Moors, the Moors over there, they don't do, we all ants. And they know they're ants. They don't say, oh, peace and black power, ants over here. And those Moors, they don't do all of that. They know that they all Moors. I mean, they all ants. They don't do the different groups and all of that. They know that they're all ants.
Yep. They're talking about different number 1 temples and all of that stuff. They know that they're all Moors. We are all Moors.
You didn't go to this ant mound, so now you can't be an ant.
that ant mound over there told that ant he's not an ant. He can't come here or whatever. You're not an ant.
You can't come here.
You're not part of our mound.
You can't come in here. Did you get permission from the Supreme Grand Council? No. You're not an ant. You can't be ant. You can't come in here. You can't nothing. You're not an ant. Like, ants don't do that, man. Birds don't do it. You know what I mean? They just don't. We're the only ones. Top of the totem pole. Supposed to be it. The ones.
True.
Animals laughing at us.
Laughing. While we're running out into the ocean talking about, hey, where'd the ocean go? This is cool. What's going on or whatever. Animals done gone. Gone. Looking at us like, what the hell's wrong with these guys? You could have grabbed my leg, I would have took you somewhere.
It's bugging me out too.
Yeah.
Because it really says the council of the 7 of the world.
Yeah.
Because they say the Supreme Grand Council. Well, this is the council of the 7 of the world. I don't think the Supreme Grand Council got nothing on the council of the 7 of the world.
Nothing.
And they the ones telling you it's dead.
They're telling you it's dead? Then it's probably dead. It's probably dead. I wouldn't doubt that it's dead. If the Supreme Council of the world is telling you that it's dead.
if you look at the next page over, it says right under the mysteries of the Silent Brotherhood of the East, it says Gnostic lessons coming down from the ancient Moabites.
Mm-hmm.
So it tell you where the lessons come from.
Yep.
And let's stress the point too, because they be like, oh, make sure you find out where they get their documents from. It's the mystery of the Silent Brotherhood of the East. This ain't Grand Sheik saying it. This ain't Brother Yusuf saying it. I'm just reading the literature. I'm just reading what it says.
Yeah. Putting
everything together. What the prophet said, the letters to be read at every meeting. You see anybody reading those letters? When you read the letters, he's telling you about the jealousy that was going on while he was alive.
While he was alive. While he was alive. Good one.
And these are the people that's supposed to get the keys to be the Supreme Grand Council after all of these years.
Mm-hmm.
When he told you in the letters that they're jealous of my fame and nobility.
Letters that they didn't read. Letters that they didn't read.
He told you, there's a host of jealousy about me and the movement now by the same people of our side. Of our side. He told you who it was. Our side.
Mm-hmm.
Not nobody else. People wearing turbans and feathers. Jealous against the fight. He told you right in the letter. Said it right there.
Well, you know.
About there's a host of jealousy about me and the movement now by the same people of our side of the nation. Our side of the nation.
Yep.
There's not playing. The prophet told you. It wasn't nobody else. It was our people that did that. And now these are people that are supposed to get the keys to be the Supreme Grand Council.
Yeah.
Like how? He told you. He told you right in the letter.
Yep.
He told you right in the letter. Our people tripping. It was our people, and they do not read those letters. That's why they don't. That's the reason why they don't read the letters. That's why they like playing the Supreme Grand Council. I'm the Supreme whatever.
Yeah.
But they don't want to read the letters, because when you read the letters, you see. Wait a minute. Who was the prophet talking about then? Okay. Who were the jealous people back then? Who were those?
All the people around him.
Are you a branch? Right. Are you a branch of one of those temple guys that's calling themselves Supreme something today, now? I'm the Supreme something? Check the FBI records. Any of those 7 people that you mentioned, any of them people in the FBI records? That's crazy. That's a lot of stuff going on. Because if that's the 7 people that the prophet chose, that's the 7 people. If those people in the FBI records, and you reading, you seeing all the stuff that they was doing wrong, how can? And like you said, the people are supposed to agree that. We agree with that? What they did after the prophet was gone? No. The work that they did, are we agreeing with that still? After they got rid of the prophet, let's say what it was. Because they got rid of the prophet. After they got rid of the prophet, now we want Supreme Grand Council calling around, bothering people to see if they're the Supreme Grand Council. All you had to do was study.
Yeah.
All you had to do was study. When you first come into the information, I remember when I first came in, y'all stressed the fact so much about taking to save yourself. Y'all said it so much. It was incredible. I was just like, what do you, like, I need help. What do you mean? And it was just study. And that's what I did. And it was just like, oh, man, it's a lot of sellouts going on around here. It's a lot of selling out. You know what? Let me just grab my son, teach him everything that I know. You know, so now, you know, look, my son today come home from school. He knows how to make little paper toy things that he knows how to do. He come home today, Daddy, I'm starting my first business. I'm going to charge people to make little papers on the bus. 50 cents. I was dying laughing, like, look, self-sufficient, already, 10. Self-sufficient, 10. I already got it. He came home, went straight to work. More, did his homework, went straight to work. He was watching TV,
50 cents.
Straight to work. 10 years old, like, I'm going to get him tomorrow.
Industrious, that's what the prophet said.
Yep, already.
Industrious. Yep.
Already. You know, and that's what, you know, I stressed it before. The prophet, when he said it's for the young and yet unborn. And I just love witnessing it right now. You know, him coming home, he shocks, you know, the story with the 43.
Yeah.
He counted the cover. I'm not telling him this stuff. He does that. You know what I mean? Coming home, and like the more messed me up earlier, saying how old was Jesus when he went in there and spoke to the priesthood. Yeah, he messed me up with that for a while. For a good 20 minutes, I had to really like think about that. Like, oh, wait a minute, what's going on here? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? Because he gets it. He get it clearly. Like, okay, I gotta be self-sufficient. I gotta do for my own. He said, he came in here, he said, all right, I'm tired, I'm taking a break. I looked at him, I said, you see how you taking that break right now? He said, yeah. I said, now if you work for somebody, you can't just take no break when you want to take a break. So he looked at me like, that is crazy. I was like, exactly. I said, you see, you know how you be wanting to talk to mommy or something like that? She can't talk right now, right? Because she worked for somebody. She worked with somebody. Yeah. Be self-sufficient. You go on break anytime you want to go on break.
Straight.
It's your stuff. And he getting there early. The young and young, we're gonna be good. That's why I'm like, man, Supreme Grand Council, you see my son? You see my son?
And this is just for the Moors. I want to just put this out there for the Moors before we close out. Watch these chat people up. So I went and checked out Brother Emmanuel Hinton L's playlist. You know, he had a little playlist or whatever. So, you know, okay, man's in the chat talking crazy. Let me go check his playlist. So we got, so in there, they're strolling down the playlist. And guess what this has a playlist? Cujo Ado L. Moors go after Ali Muhammad. So don't let Emmanuel Hinton L fool you. He's sneak studying. He's just a troll right now. So don't even worry about him. He's just trolling. He's just trolling. He's a Cujo L fan. We'll say Islam to all the Moors worldwide.
Smart.
You see you, Brother Emmanuel. I see your channel has no content either.
Oh, man.
You no content YouTube page, people. They're watching you funny. You have no content.
Yep. Watching with that smirk on your face.
Talking
in the
about
background,
How about what we're talking about is ridiculous? What do you mean ridiculous? What do you mean by that?
Oh my goodness.
What do you mean? You're telling you what it is. Don't get mad because the people who you rep drop the ball or whatever and you don't want to face them and ask them, hey, what the hell you guys been doing? Don't get mad at me. I didn't do anything. I didn't rob the treasury. I didn't build a mausoleum for myself and give Noble Drew Ali a little plaque that you got to hunt 500 years before you find this plaque to give your honors. What the hell are you talking about? I know what Dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I already know.
That's my joint.
Right? Come on, you know you're a fan. Why are you in here then? Why are you here? Why are you here for? Why are you on Canaanland Moors channel while we're streaming live if you're not a fan? Tell me why. Tell me why. I know. Who says boys stop? Only certain people say boys stop. I don't know what you're doing over here. This is not your side. Boys stop. What kind of Boy George are you? You better Boy George L out of here. I don't know what you're on. Boy George, this guy. So I'm saying, how come you're here then, Emmanuel Hinton L? Why is it that you're here if what we say is ridiculous and it's not logical? Why are you here?
Priesthood is dead.
Priesthood is dead. Sorry, priest. Go try to buy some members in some other chat. But these chat muftis right here, they don't play. These chat muftis are the ants. They just swarm you and then you disappear. They just swarm you and you disappear. Watch out for these chat muftis, Emmanuel. They don't play. They don't play. This man said, boys, stop, like the
brother Amir in that chat. Oh, I'm telling you. I'm not even watching the chat. And I already know that brother Amir is dangerous.
Hey, Emmanuel, I got something for you. Islam to all the Moors, honors the Prophet Noble Drew Ali for everything that he's done. We give honors to you. We thank you greatly. And we will keep doing the work that we should be doing. Peace and love to all Moors.
You sat down and you attacked the master teacher because you thought you heard something that you didn't hear. That's the first violation. You don't come in. First of all, you come in and you act like you come in peace, but you don't. You got it.
Moors, some men upright, independent and fearless. Dogmatized, dirty Moors, punks cut out left earless, cause they never listen. Dirty Moors, keep up your slander. Wu-Tang torture in your ass, hot hangers. Kidnappers, dirty Moors, torture him like Saw. 3D, 0.5 or 1 2 4. Or get it like 5 or 6 with a fez on jigsaw. Leather face in a turban, rip dirty Moors lips off. Disrespecting the mother Ras Mariah Bay. Wrap him up like double crochet, the barbed wire way. Throw him off a bridge or feed him to the piranhas. Yellow journalists more spread nothing but propaganda. Idi Amin Bey, treat the temple like Uganda. Dirty Moors like foreigners, crush the dust like ganja. Not worthy of being Moors, we call them dirty Nehesus. Solomon Seal spell command 72 demons to get you.
This is what the temple guys actually say. That Canaanland is not a part of North America. Canaanland is bigger. Yo, it's ignorant, man. I mean, come on, you're talking about the same land, man. Canaanland is actually bigger than the landmass they know is the corporate United States. Almost twice as big. And if they had any sense, they could just go to Google and they can type in North America and find out North America goes all the way up to Greenland. But they're ignorant. They don't want to do that. They just don't off emotion.
You might hear horse voices, see frog faces, and hoops for feet. Demons we run with, spit fire with gold wolf teeth. Keep playing, forget back teeth, new mores are an issue. Get Ginsu, maybe a dream visit from Ishnu, a nightmare to never end and always continue. Cold as an igloo, dealing with my trust issues through vigilance, active mores of militants, SPLC dirty mores, call that sovereign citizen, lying for views. They notice all the empty pews. Benz need gas and fixing, but not enough dues. Pig pen base sell you out for peanuts, claiming that we nuts for teaching birthright street level, keeping it beat nuts.
To any members of the MSPA that's out there listening to what I'm saying, please get it through your head. I don't have a problem with the MSPA. I got issues with
Kendrick Lamar, stay surrounded by feathers. Dirty's guilty of fraud and duly scrutinizing the ledgers. Getting proclamations from Morocco, disrespect us. Corporate city only recognize people's court jesters. Handing their back, Moorish puppets and minions. Never get the human rights recognition like Moors near Virginia. Commonwealth, for active Moors knowledge, the Commonwealth. Dirty's claim more, but really on the straw man help. Authenticating a birth certificate, that's not significant. Civil little more two status syndicates. In more face, watch them two more status Indians claiming Turtle Island are lying so intricate.
You sat down and you attacked the master teacher because you thought you heard something that you didn't hear. That's the first violation. You don't come in. First of all, you come in and you act like you come in peace, but you don't. You got an agenda.
Moors are men upright, independent and fearless. Dogmatized dirty Moors, tongues cut out left earless, cause they never listen. Dirty Moors, keep up your slander. Wu-Tang torture in your ass hot hangers. Kidnappers, dirty Moor, torture him like Saw. 3D, 0 for 5 or 1 through 4. Or get it like 5 or 6 with a fez on jigsaw. Leather face in a turban, rip dirty Moors lips off. Disrespecting the mother Raz Mariah Bay. Wrap him up like double crochet, the barbed wire way. Throw him off a bridge or feed him to the piranhas. Yellow journalists more spread nothing but propaganda. Idi Amin Bay, treat the temple like Uganda. Dirty Moors like foreigners, crush the dust like ganja. Not worthy of being Moors, we call him dirty the Jesus. Solomon Seal spell command 72 demons to get you.
This is what the temple guys actually say. That Canaanland is not a part of North America. Canaanland is bigger. Yo, it's ignorant, man. I mean, come on, you talking about the same land, man. Canaanland is actually bigger than the landmass they know as the corporate United States. Almost twice as big. And if they had any sense, they could just go to Google and they can type in North America and find out North America goes all the way up to Greenland. But they're ignorant. They don't want to do that. They just dealing off emotion.
You might hear horse voices, see frog faces, and hoops for feet. Demons we run with, spit fire with gold wolf teeth. Keep playing, forget back teeth. New Moors are an issue. Get Ginsu, maybe a dream visit from Ishnu, a nightmare to never end and always continue. Cold as an igloo, dealing with my trust issues through vigilance, active Moors of militants, SPLC dirty Moors, call that sovereign citizen, lying for views. They notice all the empty pews. Benz need gas and fixing, but not enough dues. Pig pen base sell you out for peanuts, claiming that we nuts for teaching birthright street level, keeping it beat nuts.
To any members of the MSPA that's out there listening to what I'm saying, please get it through your head. I don't have a problem with the MSPA. I got issues with
Kendrick Lamar, stay surrounded by feathers. Dirty's guilty of fraud and duly scrutinizing the ledgers. Getting proclamations from Morocco, disrespect us. Corporate city only recognize people's court jesters. Handing their back, Moorish puppets and minions. Never get the human rights recognition like Moors near Virginia. Commonwealth, for active Moors knowledge, the Commonwealth. Dirty's claim more, but really on the straw man help. Authenticating a birth certificate, that's not significant. Civil little more two status syndicates. In more face, watch them two more status Indians claiming Turtle Island are lying so intricate.
long days and long nights. But this message needed to be heard.